So last week I made over 1:3 RR on my trade. But before I walk you guys through to all the trade we took last week, I want us to first look at the DSY. Let's know what's really happening to the DSY. So previously on the DSY, I analyzed this pair last week and I told you guys that we are bullish as long as this level on the daily time frame can be able to hold us as a support level, that we will see the DSI running all the way to the upside. And this was so simple for me to spot that the DSI is bullish regardless of the US shutdown, that there have been some crisis and the shutdown that happened. But upon that, the US dollar was so strong. You guys can see for like 4 days within last week it was bullish. And with that, I entered some trade. I entered like a couple of trade, and all our analysis on my previous video, all of them played out. So if you go back to my previous video and check the trade that we analyzed there, you will see that all my analysis, all the setup I showed you guys, all of them played out. And I also told you guys that I'm not going to enter all the whole trade. I just select the few ones I'm going to trade, then the rest I just giving out to you guys to trade. So what I come on here every time is to show you guys how I analyze the market, how I spot my trade. And if you want me to trade the pairs that I currently want to trade, you have to go to the description below. You will see my Telegram channel link. Click the link, join my Telegram channel. That is where I drop all my trade that I'm currently in. You will see, just go through it, check my previous trade. Because I always post at entry point. I don't post when the trade has already started moving or something. Now I post immediately I enter any trade, I post it. So here the DSY, or the dollar index, is bullish, and I'm expecting a retracement around these areas. I believe that the market might want to retrace around this area to use here as a support level. If market still use here as a support level, we will see a further way to the upside. Then the first trade I took last week, and I have been on this trade for over 2 weeks now, if I'm not mistaken. I've been on this trade for 2 weeks, and last week is when we hit our TP. If you think I'm lying, just go to my Telegram channel. You will see when I drop this signal. Go to my previous video, you will see how I enter this particular trade, how I analyze it so perfectly, with just simple price action, trend, following the trend, knowing when the trend change, using some chart patterns. So and it's just so easy. There is nothing too hard here to understand. So firstly, I told you guys that I was spotting this small head and shoulder, invert head and shoulder on the daily time frame, and I scaled down to 4-hour time frame, and I was seeing this pullback right here. So going to the 4 hours time frame, I also spotted a chart pattern inside the 4-hour time frame. You guys can see this chart pattern here. This is a double bottom. So I first entered this trade around this area. After this liquidity had been grabbed, then this bullish candle, I entered it for the first time. The market still came and did another liquidity grab. So I leave it and I waited for another extra confirmation. The market came and closed here. Not only closed here, and started to push to the upside. That is when I entered this second trade. As soon as I entered the second trade, the market began to consolidate around my entry level. You guys can see it consolidated for like, if not less than 4 days. It was consolidating around this area, consolidating until this previous week that we just passed. Now the market went straight to hit our first level target. It was around this area. This was our first level target, and I told my guys, well, we have already set our TPs. We have the first TP and the second TP, and our second TP is all the way here. Now I'm still holding some trade around this area. That's some trade that are still open because we haven't hit our full take profit, and I know that there are going to be a retracement, because if you go back to the daily time frame, you will see that the market is creating a bigger invert head and shoulder pattern. You guys can see this is the neckline, this is the head, this is the left shoulder, this is the head, this is the right shoulder, and up here is the neckline. So this head and shoulder, if it's going to hold, it's going to be a very, very massive move. You guys can see what's happening here, and at the break of the neckline, the market retraces back to the neckline. So here is where I'm also looking again to long the USD CHF. I'm going to draw this signal again if we can be able to reject off from this support level. If that zone is going to hold this market so well, we might see some, resistance here. Sorry, some support here. If the market use that as a strong support level on a daily time frame, I will not scale down to 4 hours or even more lower to 2 hours time frame to refine my entry move. And currently I'm still on a trade on this pair, but I'm going to add um to my current position so that I can be able to maximize my profit. So on this USDCHF, I am bullish regardless of if we can still hold this level. If this level can still hold us very, very well, so I might be looking for a buy opportunity around this area. Then to my second trade I took last week was on USDCAD. This was the one that hit my full TP. There I can see this trade. This trade was one of the best trade I've taken so far last week. So sweet, so straightforward. You guys can see the market structure. We are bullish. We reach out. We created a higher low. We break above it. Created another higher low. So this is where, and the higher low that we pull back to is on a level. You guys can see how this level held so much around this area. It was serving as a resistant level, resistant. At a point it turned to a support level, support. So I knew that that level is going to hold so bad, so I begin to analyze my market. I begin to scale down to lower time frame to refine my entry more, and I knew that there are some liquidity sitting around this area, so I want the market to come and grab the whole liquidity before I can be able to enter, because I was seeing this choppy movement here. I knew that the market will come to liquidate those early buyers. I knew it. This is for free based on my experience. I know that the market will come and do something like that, so I have to wait and have patience for the right entry to come. So the right entry came when I saw this big push to the downside. The market came here, take all the whole buyers, all their stop loss that is around this area. You guys can see. So it came and took all of them out. All right, guys. So after seeing the movement that was happening here, I went down to a lower time frame. Where I entered this market was on, if I'm not mistaken, the 2 hours time frame is where I scaled down to, look at what is really happening. So at the close of this candle, after this liquidity grab, the market closed with a bullish engulfing candle. That is where I entered my trade. Already I took a trade around this area. Yeah, that was a first trade I took around this area, my stop loss, because I thought that this first liquidity grab is going to hold. So I took the trade, put my stop loss below here. So waking up the next day, the market has already hit me out, and I was still seeing a clear setup, and the market and the move was still valid. So all I have to do is to cut down my risk, still enter the market again by the close of this candle the next day. I also send it out to my Telegram channel. So after a couple of holding, the market came back and wanted to hit us out on our stop loss, but hopefully for us, the market reverses to the upside, and this some rejection before we now see this big pump to the upside. Although I'm still holding some positions here, I didn't close all my position, but this was my final TP. But I want to hold to the upside around this area is where I want to go out from the market. So I just have like 20% of my position still open at this level. I have taken out 80% of my positions. So I'm still keeping like, yeah, let's say 20% of it around this area that I'm hoping that the market will still push up to. Now, whether I still have any trade on this pair, let's check. So a potential pullback would be around this area. If the market wants to pull back, well, the market did pull back to this area, but this is where I would expect the market to pull back to, or upcoming week. If the market can pull back to this level, I might be looking for a buy also, or the market can decide to keep rallying to the upside. So the next on my list is Euro AUD. Okay, nothing interesting happening here. You guys can see these big moves that just happened here. There was a news that happened last week, ending of last week. That should be on Friday. That was what caused all this pump to the upside. You guys can see before this pump happen, you see this head and shoulder that always happen as a resistance or a support level before the market will change structure. You guys can see. Always look out for the chart pattern. And here is a very level of support, strong level of support. You can see the market held here so many multiple times the market has been holding around this area, and it came here and it gave us a chart pattern. And the head and shoulder pattern is a reversal chart pattern. It always signifies that the trend or the market is about to reverse to the other way. You can see this is what literally happened here. So for now, I don't have any setup on Euro AUD, so I'll remove it from my watch list. Then Euro USD. Last week when I analyzed this market, we are around this area. I told you guys that I'm going to wait for the market to break below this neckline because there is multiple head and shoulder that I'm seeing around this area. I saw something like this, very nice head and shoulder pattern. So I told you guys that if the market break below it, come back to it, that I'm going to be looking for a sell. But fortunately I did not trade this market because I was holding the USDCHF trade, so I don't want to overexpose my account. You guys can see the market came break below it, came back, retest to it, and dropped to the downside. So if you have been following me closely, you would have caught this beautiful trade right here. So right now, we don't know what the market is about to do now. We'll just wait closely and watch it so that we'll know the next move. Then NZD USD, same thing as analyzed previously. I told you guys that if the market is not going to approach this level and I start seeing a daily rejection candle around this level, that I will be looking at for a sell. And as you guys can see, this was a a bearish daily candle close here. You can see how engulfing this candle just engulfed all other candles. That's exactly what I said, that if the market closed with an engulfing bearish candle, that I'm be looking for a sell. Not only did the market came here, it came retest back to it some levels around this area. If you have been paying attention, you will have caught this sell, but I wasn't interested to trade this pair because I already have trade that I'm already currently in. So the next on my list is AUD This one I didn't wait for anybody. This trade just moved on when the market opened on Sunday night. That is when this move happened. I already told you guys that I am bullish on this pair based on the chart pattern that I saw here. So I was anticipating to buy around this area, but woke up the next day I saw that the market is already at this level. So there's nothing I can do about it. I just have to, let it be. Same thing with the GBP The market I was expecting to enter it the following day, that's on Monday, but when I woke up, I see that the market has already, it's gone. Then next on my list is Euro NZD. Euro NZD, I didn't, will I say that this pair was so trickish, I didn't know the support level it was going to use. I was hoping and waiting for it to drop to this level, but instead, the market used here as its own support level. So what? No big deal. I still caught the ones that I caught. So this one that I didn't caught, I hope that one of my subscribers will cut this beautiful trade right here. You guys know that this is where I put my first level target around this area. So assuming you have paid attention to my analysis and you enter this trade around this area, you have closed, half of your profit here. So next is GBP NZD. Same thing. The market came back to this level. I told you guys that I was waiting for the market to pull back to this level, or if it can hold on this level, I might be buying it. But so many setup I saw last week was too much, so I have to just select two out of all this setup. I didn't enter this one, although I saw when the move was happening, but I couldn't do anything about it because I already on other trade. You see this rejection right here, it even gave us a pattern here, broke above it, can't give us, it came to here and give us a rejection and give us this big engulfing candle, bullish engulfing candle. If I scale down and let me open this thing, which I'll show you how I would have entered this trade. Now I would have moved down to the 2 hours time frame. You guys can see this was the first touch and the market came and did something like liquidity grab. Let's say this is a head, sorry, this is a left shoulder, the head right shoulder. Market came, break above it, retest back to it. So when the market closed with this candle, I would have entered on a buy after the close of this 2 hours candle that closed below. I will enter for a buy, stop loss maybe below here, then TP above this area. I would have closed some of my profits around this area. If you know how I normally have my first level target where I take out my first profit before I can be able to hold the market, I would have closed some of my profit around this area, maybe let's say 40% or 50% of my profit around this area, and I will keep on holding the market. You guys can see the market even gave 1:2 reward. So simple. So the next on my list that I'm just checking what I'm going to trade next week is on NZD card. So on a weekly time frame, let's just check the weekly time frame. This market is bearish. You guys can see the movement there, just forming lower high and lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. So on a daily time frame, same pattern. So what I'm looking for on this market is for it to retrace back to this level. So I have two levels. Let the market come back to this level. So any rejection we'll see from here, we might sell to the downside. Or the market might decide to, from here, come back to this level. Then we can be able to sell from. So any level that the market decide to pull back to, it is where I am going to sell from. So US 30, this one is just the market I'm trying to start trading new. I'm seeing some setup on US 30. You guys know that this is a US stock market that comprises of the 30 companies in US. So it's very, very volatile. This market is so volatile. So I'm just analyzing it to check whether I will still add it to my list. The market break above here and it's pulling back to this current level. If the market pull back to this level, what thing I love about this market is when it start buying, it just on a continuous buy. It just start going up like the push to the upside is endless. The market keeps on buying and buying and it doesn't even look back. So if you can be able to catch it when it's about to turn, when the market is about to buy, that means you can be able to hold it for months or even years, even up to a year. I would just want to catch one of the buys and just lock in there and just leave it maybe for some months or weeks if I could be able to close my profit. And another place I'm just looking to enter this market is around this level. If I bring up my fib two, so from the swing low to the swing high, you can see the Fibonacci retracement match with this level that is here. So this is my area of entry that I'm waiting for the market to pull back to so that I can be able to trade it. So for now, I'm still observing it. All right, till the market presents itself very well. All right, guys, this is it for the week. This last week has been a very, 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 very profitable week for me, and I expect that this coming week that we are currently is going to be profitable for every one of us. So I will see you guys on my next videos, or click the link in my description. You will see my channel link down, my Telegram channel link. It is free. It doesn't cost anything to click it. Join my Telegram channel link. I'll be dropping signals for you all. So as I'm making money, you guys are making money. Also hit the subscribe button, comment and like. All right guys, I will see you on my next video. Peace out.